Hello, Jodi Rimmer. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
It's Auckland anniversary weekend, and we are both working on a public holiday. What's that about?
So that because we're artists and
Yeah,
public holidays are not actually a thing for us.
yeah, that's true. We don't get time and a half or anything like that, do we?
Or holiday pay. I mean, what would that be like?
Yeah, I know. Wonderful. Hey, so we're talking about Nicola Cheeseman is back, and when I heard that you'd got the role, because this is the second incarnation of it, I thought, oh, you're the perfect fit for this. Do you think you're the perfect fit for this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually funny when we put it on last year, people would say to me, "Did Catherine Burnett write that for you?" Um, and I'd say, "No, no, no, she didn't." But no, I do think I'm a good fit for it. I mean, there are many actors who would be a great fit for this character. I always joke that, you couldn't have a skinny actor in there, so finally that's been paying off for me. But yeah, no, I love Nicola. She's got such a warm heart, and I find her very relatable. Yeah.
And she's really quirky, kind of almost nutty in a way, but really relatable. And I was thinking, in this modern world, doesn't that fit most of us nowadays?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's on that quest, she's searching and seeking for something, as a lot of us are, and particularly people, I think, in midlife, over 45, that can really ring true for us. And that's one of the things I love about her is that she's gone, um, actually, wait, I don't, what the hell has happened to my life? You know, this is not my life. Where is my life? And we watch her go on that journey of trying to work out what the hell she is now and what she's going to do.
And do you feel that your own life and a lot of the people around you kind of mirror that? Maybe not to the extremes, because of course this is a comedy, but that you reach a certain point in your life and it's like, I want to change things. I need to shift things up a gear or do something.
Yeah, I mean, this plays a comedy, and you know what? My life looks like a comedy at times as well.
Yeah.
If cameras on it, it would be pretty funny. I've just, I have two teenagers, and I'm separated, and a lot of the time I'm just going like this, rocking back and forth. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, what was the question?
I've forgotten. I think we're both at the same stage in life. It's like, oh yeah, it's just about relatability. I know for myself, and I wonder, is it just that I'm reaching a certain age, or is it that in this modern world with social media and all the distractions, are we all kind of thinking, what the hell's going? Trump as president again, all of that stuff. Are we thinking something's got to change? We need to change our own lives. It's that kind of thing. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at the moment it's particularly chaotic with what's happening in America and Gaza and even here. And so I think plays like this are really important because we actually need to find the light, literally. And there's so much lightness and depth as well. There's huge depth in this play. But we need to keep each other buoyant because otherwise it's just all too much. So plays like this are actually really important at the moment.
And I think there's something about Nicola too, is that you described before that she's got a good heart. She's warm, but she's become sassy. It's about not buying into the bullshit anymore. So stating what your boundaries are, but not being a total bitch or asshole about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think she finds her boundaries as the show's going on, and I think it's indicative of a lot of people in Nicola's position. She finds herself at the bottom of the pecking order in her home. I can relate to that as well. I was just dropping my one of my kids somewhere before I came here, and we were having a fight about I actually can't remember. Oh, tennis balls. Um, and I've just I just become I'm driving. I just become smaller and smaller and more tired. And you can as a parent and as a non-parent, you have different issues. But for me, it's like, well, I'm trying to drop you somewhere so I can go to work because remember, I actually have a career. Remember, um, and Oh God, I just can easily feel battered, and that's the same for Nicola as well. She's feeling battered, and she's got these huge demands from her father and demands from her kids, but she's and then she's sort of stuck in the middle and going, "Oh, sorry, who am I in this?" Yeah, so I love watching her try to put boundaries down and go, "Okay, no, what I'm going to say, I'm going to say the word no. I'm going to actually say that, you know." And she never used to be like this. In her 20s, she was really sassy. She was in this great band, but life being life, she seems to have got milked down or lost along the way. Yeah. And, I think that's relatable for a lot of us. We can easily get off track, easily. In my 20s, I thought that I was going to have a really good acting career.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and, it's been really dry for me the last probably 10 years. So, life often doesn't turn out how you think it's going to be. And I think, the struggle that we have within that is hard. And also, you have to look at it and be real about it, because if you're not real about it, then you can't actually deal with what's going on.
And so a play like this that is so genuine and deals with all that stuff is actually, do you find it cathartic?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. And also, I find Nicola kind of inspirational because she's having an awakening. And a lot of particularly women I know that are just slightly older than me, I see them having these awakenings, and it's so fantastic. I mean, I'm in menopause right now, and so lots of things are changing, and there's a lot of hardship, and these hormones are going crazy, and I'm sweating and whatever. But, at least I'm on HRT patches and it makes me quite horny, so that's good. Um, but the women that have just come through that, they actually are in this whole other level of awakeness. They've let shit go, they've moved on, some of them have started new careers, and they're so fucking awesome and powerful. I'm not up to that bit yet, but I can't wait for that bit. But I think there's something really cool that happens in midlife. It's not just all terrible and sweat and HRT patches. On the other side of that, there's a real power.
I can't remember who, but somebody, a woman said that, the hot flashes, she reworded them or renamed them as power surges. So maybe that's a part of it. It's actually whatever's going on, you reframe it into something that actually empowers you and empowers what you're doing.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can rename everything. Some of it is just really hard, but I do love that, the power surges. And it's like, just being alive with your thoughts and present and talking to friends. And, it can be a very isolating time, midlife. And I think in the show, Nicola is really isolated and lonely. And I think that midlife, that's relatable for a lot of people. But there is stuff on the other side, and your journey through that, if you are truthful with yourself, can be really awesome and powerful.
So that kind of, I was going to ask you about, did you have a life philosophy? I guess that's it, isn't it? It's about riding those waves. Maybe is that a simplistic way of putting it? And just, yeah, we get beaten down. We have all these kinds of things, but remember, there is something on the other side of that wave, or there are things that you can do.
Yeah, look, I'm the first one to say that I find life difficult. I find it really hard, and I always have. I'm someone who finds the lightness, but the darkness is with me a lot. I had a lot of mental health issues, big problems in my 20s. Um, and so I am really familiar with my shadow self, I suppose you'd call it. That sounds very technical, but it kind of is a shadow. And like last year when the show finished, I had a really hard time, with my mental health. So I just have to be really real. I mean, I do a whole bunch of stuff from antidepressants to meditation to, and then I have a chronic illness as well. So, I have to really take care of myself. And I do, but I'm the first one to be aware of what's going on for myself. And in fact, I'm starting a podcast in a couple of months with my friend Karen O'Leary called Being Human, which is just about being human and how hard it is. Life is hard. It's not easy. But if we actually talk about this stuff, it actually connects people in really beautifully. And I'm really looking forward to releasing that in a couple of months' time.
Oh, you have to come back and talk to me once we've once you
Yeah.
set that up. And I guess the other thing is that, when you acknowledge to yourself what your issues are, rather than trying to deny them, that's really powerful as well.
Yeah, totally. I mean, the more you try and deny them, the further stuck you're going to get. So, yeah, I've been feeling stuck for a couple of years now, and sort of quite recently, I've been just starting to feel less unstuck, and that's a really great feeling. Like I feel like I've got some momentum again. Yeah, I certainly felt like I had momentum when I was doing this show last year. It was an absolute joy. It was scary as well in the rehearsal process, but it was such a joy to bring Nicola to life. And I'm just so excited about doing it again. It's only on for 1 week, but I think, for people that haven't seen it or people that want to see it again, it's going to be fun.
I think the other thing too is that for those of us who really connected to Nicola, and you see her, for an hour or so on stage, maybe an hour and a half, we can actually reconnect with her every week through Substack, because you and Catherine have a project online where there are audio and transcript versions of Nicola's life, and what's that been like for you?
It's been really fun to delve into Nicola every few weeks with Catherine. Catherine Burnett has written this fabulous character, and after the show, a lot of people asked myself and Catherine, "What's Nicola going to do now?" They were kind of invested in her.
Yeah.
Which is so cool that we were engaging the audience, or people felt that they really cared and were invested in this world. So Catherine had this brilliant idea of starting a Substack called the Nicola Cheeseman Diaries. So you can subscribe and just follow along. There's about Nicola's life, and it's actually been so fun to kind of keep her happening, keep her alive. So in a way, I feel like she's only just been over there. I haven't completely let her go. She's just been on the side burner in a way. But yeah, it's been really fun to do the diaries.
That's fantastic. Final question. Do you have a go-to comfort food? And if so, what would that be? Is this the hardest question of the interview?
This is the hardest question of the interview.
I've stumped you now, haven't I?
I think
sorry about that.
No, that's okay. It's a fantastic question. Your best question, Andrew.
Oh, hey, saved it for the last, yeah.
I think it would be mussels, a little punnet of mussels. Probably chili lime would be my favorite. Yes, I love seafood, and there's just something so nice about, if I'm feeling off or down, going into the nice cold supermarket. I hate supermarkets, but at least they're cold, and getting myself a nice punnet, usually about $8, and taking them home and like smashing the whole thing. Yeah, that would be my comfort food.
Sounds good. Jodi, nice to talk to you. All the best for the new season of Nicola Cheeseman is back. And let's talk again when your podcast is up and running.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Andrew.